Good morning. My name is Father Charles Sikorsky, and I'm the president of Divine Mercy University. And unfortunately, I can't be with you this morning as you begin your interview day for our Psy.D program, but I would like to welcome you to Divine Mercy University. We're very pleased and blessed to have you with us, and we're really happy that you're interested in studying with us in the Psy.D program, where so many people do so many great things. They get the doctoral degree and go on and practice as clinicians around the country and indeed around the world. So we're really grateful to have you here. A little bit about Divine Mercy University. We were founded back in 1999 with the mission of integrating and blending the best of science in the field of clinical psychology with the Catholic view and understanding of the human person, the Christian view of human nature. And so we want to take the best of science and blend that, integrate that with the best of thought about the human person that's come down to us through the centuries. And school started with just 12 students. Our first classes were done at a hotel down near downtown DC, out near Crystal City, Virginia, near the Pentagon. And that's how we started. And we were at that location in Crystal City until 2019. We moved to where you are today, out near Dulles Airport. We were originally near Reagan Airport, but now we're out near Dulles Airport. And I guess I've been here now 16 years. And if there's one thing that I could say about Divine Mercy University and about our students and programs is that God's hand has been in it every step of the way. We started off really with this beautiful mission, this wonderful mission, this necessary mission, and we've seen over the years just God's providence and the way that He's helped so many people through our work, and the way He's really helped us begin and build the university. Starting from ground zero is not easy, but along the way, God was there to help us. We received approval from the state of Virginia in the year 2000. We then were accredited with the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools in 2005. In 2010, that accreditation was reaffirmed for a period of 10 years. And we worked as well for many years to achieve, for the Psy.D program, accreditation with the American Psychological Association, which we were able to get in the year 2016. APA requires a certain number of graduates, and they have to show that they've done well in the field before they will give you the accreditation. So it took several years, but we were able to do that and achieve that goal that's so important to our students and to our institution. Along the way, so when I was here, 2007 was my first year, we had 47 students. So we started with 12 students. There were about 47 when I got here in 2007. I think that was the number. And then now we're up to 650 in 4 different programs. And all of them with the same mission focus of rigorous science, the best of science, but also integrating faith in the Catholic view, the Christian view of the human person. As I mentioned, 2019, we moved to our new campus. We used to be called the Institute for the Psychological Sciences, but when we expanded to include counseling, we wanted to show that we were about more than just psychology. And so that's how we came up with the name Divine Mercy University. And part of that was to realize that much of our work, we're dealing with individuals who, in one way or another, are suffering, and we want to have that merciful heart. We want to be able to treat them on a human level, but in a way that as God would treat them, and through seeing people through God's eyes. And so that was part of the thinking behind Divine Mercy University, to how we see clients, and also what we wanted to do with our students. We could have the best educated students, we could have the most competent students, but what about their hearts, right? So we want to help the students as well have the heart of Christ, to put on the heart of Christ in how they see individuals and how they live. So Divine Mercy kind of encapsulated that merciful heart of our Lord. Now, what makes our school different? And just a few thoughts. There was a study about human happiness that came out several years ago. And what was discovered was that after a person has a certain level of economic sustenance, that is, their basic needs are met. They have a food, shelter, and clothing. It was found that money didn't really make people more happy, but there were other factors that did. And as I tell all of our students, I hope you all become rich millionaires, but we can't guarantee that, right? But what we can guarantee you, I think, are the keys to that happiness. What the study showed, the studies it reduced human happiness to 4 factors that were the most prominent, the most important, and those 4 factors were faith, family, community, and meaningful work. Those were the 4 factors that all the studies show that were more relevant and more important for a person to become happy. And I think what we try to do here, DMU gives you an opportunity to grow in all those areas. Obviously, we're a faith-based institution. There are many opportunities to grow in your spiritual life through Mass, through confession, through different things we offer here. But also just your studies, studying the writings of theology and philosophy that are integrated into the courses really help one to better understand who they are, why they're here, and what God's plan is for their life. What's their long-term, transcendent destiny. And so studying here, I think you get a better grasp of faith, and it helps you to live out your faith. Secondly, family. Well, what I can tell you is we have several alumni who've met their spouses here. You'll learn how to help families, and that's very important. Some of you maybe will find your spouse. We don't guarantee that, but every couple of years we see that. And so that's another thing that our school has done. And I think that really stems more from the third, that we have a strong sense of community. And I think in today's world, it's very important that we create a community that is supportive of each other, supportive of each other's values, of their faith, which is difficult in today's world. Let's be honest. It's a very polarized world in many ways, and many schools, many organizations are not particularly open to religious values and values of the gospel. And so you will get that here, and we want our community to be supportive of that for each one of you. And it's not to just have a community here now, it's to help you form friendships and relationships that'll last throughout your career, throughout your life. One example I like to talk about, we have a group of students from the Psy.D program who graduated several years ago, and to this day they get together, I think it's at least twice a month. They have a Zoom call and they support each other. They talk about issues going on in their practice, different kinds of cases they're dealing with, and what they're learning, what works as far as in their mental health practice, how they run their practices. But also they do use that as a way to strengthen each other in their faith. They talk about issues in their own families, and there's a close bond. And I think it's something very special that we have here, this sense of community, but a community that hopefully lasts much longer than the 5 or 6 years you may be here with your cohort. And so strong sense of community, I think, is a real strong point about coming to DMU. And then finally, meaningful work. It's hard to think of work that could be more meaningful than what you're considering doing. There's a study out that talked about the number of clients who come to mental health professionals, and roughly 60% of those want to discuss faith in their therapy. And yet less than 30% of mental health professionals feel competent having those conversations in therapy. And so it's just a great need for it. People are looking for competent professionals, well-trained scientifically, but are also open to God, open to values beyond the here and now, to spiritual values, to values of faith, and so forth. And so they're just a tremendously valuable thing that you do. And as a priest, I can tell you, at times you'll go deeper with people than maybe I can go, right? When you bring back issues of, trauma and abuse and so many different things that you'll be able to serve people in such a deep level. So meaningful work is part of that. And so DMU, I think, in the Psy.D program offer you a great way to work toward a happy, fulfilling career and a happy, fulfilling life, because we give you opportunities to grow in your faith, strengthen family, a community of peers who are more than just companions, who are true friends and who understand each other's values and support each other in that. And then finally, meaningful work, and so much out there to be done. Speaking from a priest perspective, just talking with other priests and bishops, and so many people in the church are looking for people just like you, and there's such a need. I was recently out at an event in Phoenix, Arizona, and one of our graduates was there, and I had the opportunity to speak to a group of maybe 200 people, and I said, I want to just introduce one of our graduates is here, and his practice is here, and this is his name, and give him a call. You get to know this guy, because I know many people are looking for good, solid, faith-based Christian and Catholic therapists. And then afterwards, he tells me, Father, thanks, but I'm too busy right now. I have a long waiting list. I really don't need more clients right now. So there's a lot out there, and Lord willing, we hope that you can join us in this mission, and we're here today to answer questions, to help you along the way, and support you throughout your career, because this is all about figuring out how we can best serve you, how we can best serve the church, and how we can best help serve our Lord and so many people who are suffering, so many people who are in need of your skills, of your work, and what you bring, the talents and gifts that you bring. And just finally, I'll just close, big question many people have, am I going to be able to do this? Well, if you're admitted to our program, you've got what it takes. And oftentimes you wouldn't get this far if this wasn't something that you could be able to do. And so I just want to encourage you in that. And, there's always challenges, there's always obstacles that definitely will come up in the process, and also throughout your studies. Keep in mind the good that you can do for so many people who need your help. So many people are suffering. Mental health issues are off the charts, unfortunately, in our country. They were really sad situation prior to COVID. That's only getting worse, and so many different issues out there. So thank you, welcome. I'll be praying for you today, that you have a great visit, and that this day goes very well for you.